And just like that, it was Friday again. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin this Friday. 68 as we wait for a high of about 82. A little cooler today than it has been. That's due to those enormous raindrops that moved through the area last night. And we got some, didn't we? It was heavy rain there for a little while. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that rocked the area. Let's move to the east of us now as we look at the maps and everything that comes about. And let's just look at this before we get too deep into the headlines and things that happened today of where some threats are today. We're going to be cloudy today for a little while, but eventually clearing up by late afternoon. As we look at the map, this is where the severe weather is now, and this was where the worst of it. Damage in Mobile, Alabama this morning, if you hadn't had a chance to look at the page as you're waking up. Pretty serious there. Destroyed I believe it's a Dollar General or a family store. We'll go back and look at that. As we zoom in on this, we did have some trees down reported in Lauderdale County as we come in here last night. Storm reports in this northern portion right through here is where that severe thunderstorm warning was aligned across here and in Kemper County last night as it come out of Philadelphia and also the Union area. We had trees down reported just north of Collinsville. That pretty serious there up around the Marion area there. As we came up and we go back over here to Carthage, we also had some reports here of a tree down on Highway 488 in Madden area, if you were there. And then due east of Carthage, a tree down on Highway 488 near Gulfville Road. Also, Kosciuszko, there was some strong storms that came through here last night. Trees were down on Highway 14 between Kosciuszko and Louisville. So as we had that come across, it was never anything more than a severe thunderstorm warning. But as we all know, we do have wind with that a little bit. We are showing some fog this morning down here around McGee. If you're watching from there this morning, leave a little early. Make sure you get to where you're going. That's going to be, here's Collins, Seminary, and these areas here around Prentice. I want to make sure that you get to where you're going. Now, let's look at this just so that you'll know, and we'll get into this later with the forecast of where this severe weather will be in Alabama. As we look at today, let's look here. And again, it's already showing on radar where it's going. This was in the early. This accounts for the early part of the morning hours. At midnight is why this is still here, and rain has moved out. Right here in this pink area is where the storm is now and where the threat of some more severe weather could happen today. And that stretches up to Greensboro, these areas up through here to North Fork. But as we said, we did have some major damage down here this morning. Serious stuff there. We hope everyone is okay from what we're being told. It's a Family Dollar store. Let's look at Mobile, Alabama this morning here as we pull this up. This is the scene, Mobile. Again, we are so fortunate time and time again in our area of not being hit by this. That serious, wasn't it? Mobile, Alabama, as daylight breaks and they assess the damage there. That's the South Broad Street there in Mobile. So keep those folks in your prayers and thoughts this morning in the Mobile area as all of this shifted away from us now. But scary situation. You can read that and so much more. We've got that already posted this morning on the page for you to glance through as you're looking at your morning coffee to find out what today brings. Well, this is going to be a great-looking weekend, it looks like. It'll clear out. We'll get into your forecast here in a moment so you can kind of plan your weekend of where you want to go. I have to say good morning to James Sullivan watching us from Carthage this morning. Hope everything is good there. Always good to go through there. Miss Donna Roseman, Ralph Fortenberry's up. Angela, how are you today? Joy Settle is up. Also, Charlotte Gray, Philadelphia. To Corey, good morning to you. 60 degrees. Also, let's see, Clarence Westbrook moving from, good morning from Denton, Texas. Denton, Texas, just out there. Beautiful out in that area. Always enjoyed going there. Steens, Mississippi, checking in with Elmer Talbert. How are you? Linda Court is up. Denise Weed, Bree Packer, also Mike Dallas, Janice Birdtail. I'll see Joy Robertson is up. Miss LaWanda is moving today. Big city there. Hope everything's well for you. Well, let's go over a few things that are going to go on before long. Don't forget this. We had them in yesterday. This will be kicking off this weekend as we get ready for the big play. It will be Saturday night and will also be Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Britt will reinvent the role of Jimmie Rodgers. He does it well, and I hope you get a chance to see this. This was the last time it was done was standing ovations involved with it. He done such a wonderful job with it. If you've never had a opportunity to see him. MCC is where it will all happen this weekend on Saturday night and then again Sunday afternoon after church. It'll give you a chance to get out with that. As we also look to tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., as we look here, Collinsville Day is set. It will kick off at 9 and last until 1. Everybody's coming out. Hope you'll make it out for that also. See what all they have, car shows and so much more coming up in Collinsville tomorrow with this big event. Let's see, we've got 9 to 1, the vendor booths are open, 10:30, chicken plates with drink and desserts. Oh, lots of food there. They're also going to have baseball games, t-ball games going on. Let's see here. What else we got? The Miss Collinsville pageant. I didn't know they had that. So that's going to be happening. And then also the car show lasts 8 till 2 there at the Collinsville First Baptist Church. Party animals, kid zones, inflatable, petting zoos. Boy, there's a lot to all of that. Collinsville Day. Go by and see it. It's always fun to see what's happening there. And don't forget, downtown Marion also will have Bud and more. They're going to be having the crawfish cooking. That's going to be happening there. As we look here, this is going to be happening downtown. If you're into all of that and want some great crawfish, they'll be doing that this weekend. Check that out. And then once all of that is taken care of, our friends, as we had Tommy in earlier this week with the American Rodeo, they're going to be out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center for the big event that takes place. Hope you can go out and enjoy that. That kicks off tonight. 7:30 showtime. Gates will be opening up a little after 5. Adults, $10. Children, 5 to 12 is $5. A lot of fun. All the events that you've known to love. Rodeo action. Lauderdale County Agri Center. Bareback, they'll do it all for you there. Some calf roping. You'll enjoy it. Go see them kids and games and all of that for you. Lauderdale County Agri Center tonight and also tomorrow night. Great rodeo action. You'll have fun. Hope you'll go out and enjoy yourself. We had a report yesterday morning as things started going. This was, let's see where we had. This was up by Brooksville. We had an accident on the highway, shut down traffic for just a little while there. This is the scene of everybody kind of waiting. They finally got the road cleared and was back up and rolling once again. Appreciate all those who sent in the numerous pictures that happened in our area around. Now, it got a little bit more serious yesterday as the call came out and emergency responders headed toward Marion. Thank goodness in the end, it was nothing more than a prank call, we suppose. As they investigate this, we hope to find out more. But this is the scene of Marion, Mississippi, the Dollar General. As a bomb threat was called into the store. The area was cleared. Emergency management combed the store to make absolutely sure that there was nothing there. But that was the scene there. Lots of law enforcement. And again, there was no threat to anyone at the end, but the area was blocked off to be on the precautionary side. You have to take each one of these type things as a threat. Now, you're like me. You're scratching your head going, why would you call in a bomb threat to the Dollar General in Marion? I have no idea. It has to be a connection somehow, some way. Hopefully they'll get to the bottom of that. That leads to other things of people doing things they shouldn't. Let's hope they get this solved and bring whoever to justice who've done that. That's not good to do that to people at all. Cost them, of course, business also being shut down as this swept. Not nice to do that at all. We do find out yesterday also, this happened on the day of the arrest, but I wanted to be absolutely sure. I knew it the first day, but we like to be 100%. Sheila Poe has been released. She is out on bond. It was on a $1 million bond. It was not low. It was not lowered at all. So she is out. We'll watch this. And again, authority is not talking about the search warrants that have been issued for the properties that she owns and what it turned up. We're putting this all together as investigators dig. We'll keep you up as information does come out on this as we go back to that April 22nd horror there on 44th. As an elderly lady in our community was found dead, deceased. Horrible. That's what we have on that so far, and we'll get you updates as it comes about. We did have a couple of reports of shots yesterday as we go back to the map. And again, these areas, nothing was reported harmed or anything. No damage was reported, but still someone heard it. So you know what that means. It's like the tree falling in the forest. It still happened. You got fire station number 1. This would put it behind fire station number 1. Back in this area here, the hospitals are up here on top of the hill to the right. But down in here is where all this happened yesterday. That was on 1400 block of 26th Avenue. We also had one more report of this yesterday during the daytime that I was made aware of. The 100 block of 71st Place near Western Gardens. As we pull this up, police reported there no damage again, but again it did still happen. So we report what does go on in our community, so you're aware of it. You'll know where these things are that are happening. Now overnight, pretty much a calm night in the Marion area. Now, as daylight breaks, there's always people find more that happened overnight, but nothing major, so that is good to report. The U.S. Marshals still amping up, and I'm shocked. What are we in, day 5 so far of this jailbreak that happened in Lauderdale County, Alabama? Still a lot of confusion over the Lauderdale part, not Lauderdale, Mississippi. But the U.S. Marshals do now have a reward up. They're offering $10,000 for Mr. White, and they are offering $5,000 for Mrs. White, who is the correctional officer. Now, keep in mind, they're not kin. We do think they are lovers. This could have been going on for quite some time. As I haven't read deep enough in this, but her husband passed away, I didn't think, all that long ago. This was planned to the T. One of the smoothest getaways, usually you're caught within 3 days. This was well thought out. They are armed and dangerous. She purchased shotguns and an AR-15 a little bit before she sold her home and done all of this. They're tracking. They'll come up with something. Somebody will see someone. He's a big old boy. He weighs over 300 pounds, 6'9". It is hard to hide somebody that stands out like that. I don't know exactly where they head to, but we'll find out more. Also wanted to bring this up. I have known this gentleman all my life. I've known his wife even longer than I've known him. I've known Alexa probably since I was 12 or 13 years old, somewhere around in there. Richard Ferguson. His family is in need. And I'm not sure if everyone is aware of Richard and everything that's gone on with his family, but his wife has been extremely sick. She was in the hospital for, I think, 108 days was the count on that. Coming up in June at the Temple Theater, there's going to be a benefit concert, barbecue sale, lots going on to help with all of these expenses that Richard and his family have has been put on them. We pray for them each day. Understand that she was released. It's a long recovery ahead. Fortunate to be with us through all of the troubles that she went through. As we look at this, the concert will be 3 p.m. on June 18th. They've got the Bluegrass Cartel coming, Second Mile, Bible Stones, Down East Boys, and the Kingsmen Quartet will be there. $20 in advance, $25 the day of the show. It'll be fun to come out. Tickets are on sale at Queen City Medical, Meridian Cycles, DeKalb Body Shop, and the Temple Theater. Now, also, as I mentioned, Ray Hedgepeth and his family and all the gang are pitching in to help with barbecue plates that are going to be sold. That's going to happen in the Temple Ballroom. You can order them early. They've got them for sale at the back porch and all different areas through town. 12 noon to 2 p.m. there in the ballroom, and they're going to be raffling off a shotgun, 22 rifle, a steel chainsaw, and the list goes on here. You can visit this all on sammedia.network. Coming up on Monday at Vowels Market in Philadelphia, they'll be there from 10 until 2 this coming Monday to sell tickets if you'd like to drop by. And then Tuesday in DeKalb at Pilgrims, and then also on the back porch next Thursday. So a way to help Richard and his family. We hope so. As we all know, that driving back and forth to the hospital and trying to eat and pay for hotel rooms is expensive. They've incurred a lot, so if you could help out in any way, Richard and his family would be greatly appreciated. Richard's been a part of our community and part of the radio community for years. We pray for them, and I hope that you will help them as you can. As we look at headlines from across the state, we head to Harrison County. Tragedy strikes as a man was trying to tie up his boat. It drifted. He tried to get it, and he drowned. A 53-year-old man. Horrible that it happens. Those things, that's not the first time something like that has happened. In the Hattiesburg area, we see that a pedestrian was struck. We've seen this too many times in Meridian. This happened on late Wednesday night on 49th and Eddy Street, trying to cross the highway and was struck by a car. As we go, some people just thieves, and we're glad that they're all caught when they do that. There's been an arrest in Macomb, as a neighbor reported something missing from their home and said, well, I saw the guy next door near here. As the police investigated, they found everybody else's stuff in the community there also. An arrest has been made, and that's good. We see way too much of that in the state. So deputies are all over that in that area there. A teenager was shot in Kosciuszko. What's going on? We do hope we get a handle on this. He was rushed to the hospital. They're not releasing the name yet, but this happened early yesterday morning. He was rushed to the hospital, to my knowledge, still doing okay. But again, another teenager shot in the state of Mississippi. That doesn't need to happen at all. We don't need these things. As we look to West Point, we brought this up just a day ago that a man was found in the ditch shot. Do y'all remember that? Well, they've arrested him. They're basically teenagers. 3 of them are going to be processed. One was 15, and one of these will end up facing the death penalty, the 19-year-old. A man was shot and robbed. He was 49 years old, dumped in the ditch. Shot, murdered for what little money he had on him. Teenagers. Awful. More will come out of this as we watch this. Again, things start in the home. We all know that. Teach your children right. Help someone. Do you remember a week or so ago, they're asking for help now as we go to this. Tishomingo County, Mississippi, they found a burned-out vehicle in a very wooded area, and they're needing help on this. If you know anybody from the Tishomingo area, the truck was found April the 28th is what we've got here. It's burned out on County Road 388 with human remains inside. If you know anything, saw anything, and you're from that area, the police would like to talk to you. Solve that. We don't know the circumstances, but it can't be good, can it? I'm not sure if you're keeping up with this. I've been watching bits and pieces of this on the news, and it does make you go, why is this going on? The United States bragging? Have y'all seen this? Of intelligence help that we've done to help the Ukrainian government. Now, there's nothing wrong with us helping people that need help, but getting on the news and bragging that we help take out Russians when we're not in a war does not sound good, does it? It usually makes that other country go, you've acted against us. We're seeing this more and more in the news. One brag after another, from top generals to taking out planes saying that the United States helped. That's usually secret stuff. I'm just saying, does someone want something to happen? Just an estimated guess. It's just a comment. I don't know how you feel about this, but have you noticed this in the headlines across America? Each day, a little bit more information. I don't understand that. It could cause something a lot worse. Well, watch this. Supreme Court. Well, this is getting dangerous, and as they fence things up. Have you seen this to where this weekend the pro-abortion groups are going to target churches on Mother's Day? This will be Catholic churches that they, around the nation, want to protest and push and shove. That is coming. Now, watch the news, and if you're going to be out and about in larger cities especially, be cautious, be aware of what's going on. Pray for our nation. We need it without a doubt. The Writers Guild says that they will not film anymore, and they're pushing to not film in any state that bans abortion. Of course, there's a lot of films done in Louisiana and some in Mississippi. I expect that once, if this does happen, we don't know that it will be passed by the Supreme Court. Mississippi and Louisiana would be one of those states that bans it. As we talked about it this week, that if it does happen, they will probably shut down the abortion clinic in Jackson, and maybe they'll dry up filming in our state. I'll leave it at that. We're watching closely the next election that happens. There's people that agree and some that don't. Trump is back. Dr. Oz, you remember him, the television host? Well, he's been kind of iffy on some subjects in the past. He's taken a more conservative stance now, and he's got the approval of Trump. Will he take it? It's the most highly watched next election. It's neck and neck. Too close to call is what they're saying. Trump is getting ready for his next rally to push this. We'll watch that and see how this turns out. Controversy also as you go to the White House, as they're getting a new press conference lady who is taking over. The lady that's taking over, her girlfriend works at CNN. They're saying, is there bias here? Well, I'll let y'all figure that out. I won't even comment on that. That's, wow. That's some of the headlines from across America this morning. We're going to look a closer look at your forecast here next. Fill you in on what's all going on with the forecast and what it's going to do today. Stay close. It's looking good this weekend.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Bacon potatoes, only 79 cents a pound. Navel oranges, 4-pound bag, only $5.99. Country Crock spread margarine, 15-ounce bowl, 2 for $5. Coca-Cola 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Twin-pack pork Boston butt, $1.79 a pound. Certified Angus beef T-bone steaks family pack, $11.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs and record lows, the high temperature of 94 set back in 1952. 5 years later, in 57, we'd set a record low of 40 on this date. We're nowhere near that today, are we? Yes, it's going to warm up. 82 for a high today. Showers early. That's ending as it goes away. There are a high of about 82 to 84 in our area is what we're expecting there as we go north. We're about 80 in Columbus. As we cut across to Alabama, and again, this area here on the east side of the state, as we see on radar this morning, getting the rain as it moves across. 82 in Tuscaloosa. We'll get about 82 in Livingston, Alabama as well today in those areas. Now, this is what we've got for the severe weather. This is where the storm is located now. We're toward Montgomery. We'll go back to radar in just a moment. As we look at this timeline, this is moving out. We'll be out of the area close to us past 11 o'clock as it moves across the state. 1 p.m. and then out of the state by 3 p.m. as we look at that. And that is the worst of the area there as we look at that over toward Auburn, those areas of severe weather today in Alabama. As we look here, temperatures, they're on the rise, aren't they? Oh, we'll look at this very closely. Hot here for us. Above average north. A cooler temperature back in California that will slowly make its way towards us. As a matter of fact, let's go on and dig into our forecast and see what we've got this morning of what to expect. It's a lot going on with weather, isn't it? As we look at today's forecast, we're going to get that 81 to 82, as we mentioned, that 20% chance of rain early. It'll all be gone out of the area by 10. Gusts of about 30 miles an hour today. By tonight, clear sky, low of 57 is what we'll have, but still gusty of about 25 miles an hour. Tomorrow, as you head out to all of the events that go on, it's going to be sunny and not too hot, not too cold. 83 for the high tomorrow. It tops. My radar system says 81, so we're looking at somewhere in between there. But still gusty tomorrow of about 20-mile-an-hour gust here on Saturday. Keep that in mind. Sunday, we head off to church as things warm back up, 87. And by Monday, look at here, we're back into the 90s again with a high of about 93. Tuesday, 94, and it'll stay that way for a couple of days there. And by the time we get back to Thursday, we're still warm, 89. Let's go ahead and look another week into May as we go all the way through the 20th. The 13th, we're at 87, and then we'll get some more 90s, staying in the upper 80s and 90s all the way through the 20th. Not bad weather, some chances of rain here and there, but overall warm weather has arrived if you hadn't caught on to that yet. Let's check into our fishing calendar this morning, brought to you by Chet's Paint and Body. What's going to happen with that? Well, today, first major time started out right here at daylight. It'll last till about 7:30. You'll get another chance this afternoon, right around 6 until 8. So if you're getting off and want to hit the water, that'll be the time to go. Keep in mind now, the winds are going to be 15 to 20 with gusts of about 30 miles an hour. As we look at that, that could be adjusted down to 20 before it's all said and done. But it will be gusty throughout the day as we look at that forecast there of what is expected. So good fishing, Nothing like hitting the water and enjoying yourself. As we look at some of the comments there, Jay Litchfield said we do need Jesus more in our country. I agree with you, my friend, 100% there. Let's see here. Lisa, she said, what happened to covert missions? I'm with you on that. But watch these headlines. In the Supreme Court, how could they let something slip out of the Supreme Court, one of the most highly guarded places in America? It was done on purpose, and you know it as well as I do. We can't have breaches like this, whether it's Supreme Court or at the White House or anywhere. There's things that have to be kept quiet for the safety of Americans. That's just the way it is. More on it as it develops. Again, thank you for dropping by. We've got a lot going on today. Candace is coming in this morning. She'll join me at 8, and we'll fill you in on all the activities that's coming up this weekend. We'd love to have you watch. Can't do it without you, your input. And as always, we'll let you know as things develop in our area, keep you up to date with the very latest. We're coming up at the top of the hour, so we'll be back in roughly an hour and 3 minutes with the next show. Be a part of it. Big thank you to all of our sponsors that you see there on the screen that bring you this show every day. Can't do it without them. Well, kind of important yourself. We appreciate you. I'll see you back soon as we begin this Friday morning. Right now, 68 as we head for a high of about 82. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: